Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
We sure can.
Yes.
Okay, we can go on the record.
We're on the record, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today is July 19th, 2021. It's 10 o'clock a.m. We're here in Public Service Commission case number 9614, which is captioned in the matter of the complaint of the staff of the Public Service Commission versus Direct Energy Services, LLC. We're here for a status conference this morning. We'll begin with appearances. We can begin with Mr. Green.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian Green for Direct Energy, and with me is Eric Wallace from our law firm Green Herlacher.
Good morning to both of you. Office of People's Counsel.
Morning, Your Honor. Philip Sheehan for the Office of People's Counsel.
Good morning, and staff.
Good morning, Your Honor. Peter Wilson on behalf of the technical staff of the Public Service Commission of Maryland.
Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
Good morning.
I received your filing of July 12th, 2021 with the status update and a suggested procedural schedule in this case. This won't be a long hearing this morning, but I wanted to ask the parties, should the parties be unable to come to a stipulation of fact by August 13th? Had the parties considered what an alternate schedule should be, or is that something that you're okay with me suggesting at this time?
We had, if I may, and certainly OPC and staff can fill in the gaps or correct what I'm about to say, but my recollection is we did not discuss what the procedural schedule might look like if we cannot agree on stipulations. The discussion was really more centered around we're going to do everything we can to find agreement, and certainly, and that's why we put in there that we would notify Your Honor on August 13th if we have some disagreements, and depending on what they are, perhaps we should propose a path forward at that time, unless you're ready to give us one now. But it may be that there's just one or two that certain facts that we can't stipulate to, but we have an agreement as to a whole bunch of others. So I'm a little hesitant to say if there's one fact that we can't agree to, that blows up the whole stipulation. Right. I would rather identify, I think, on August 13th, if we can't agree to something, a list of things that we can't agree to, but here's the stipulations that we can agree to, if that makes sense.
It
but
does.
I'll stand down for everybody else to comment.
Does anybody else want to comment?
Your Honor, yes, it's true. We didn't discuss the possible schedule for litigating this case, trying it. But if Your Honor has a schedule and you want to share it with us, I think that might be helpful. If Your Honor wants to set it now, but I would prefer that if you have something to share with us, something that if we don't reach agreement, we could probably look at it at that time and suggest to you and any responses we would have to a proposed schedule from you. But of course, if you just want to go ahead and set the schedule now, I don't have an objection to that.
So I'm mindful of the fact that this case has been going on for quite a long time, and I was hopeful that we could go ahead and set a schedule today. Should the parties not be able to reach a stipulation of fact on August 13th, that would kind of be a rocket docket. To have some hearing dates and then go ahead and have some brief dates, and so everyone knows what's going to happen and there's no further delay should we get to August 13th and there's no stipulation of fact. However, what Mr. Green is saying this morning makes a lot of sense to me. If the parties agree to a bunch of stipulations of fact, but there are some sticking points, then it might be a different story. So I'll let you know that if the what are the chances that are you close? Stipulation of fact?
Honor, on behalf of OPC, I don't want to be a downer, but I think an issue of what was mailed to the consumers is an issue for the exemption from the Maryland Telephone Solicitations Act, and then there's also an exemption based on being a prior customer, and I believe the company's going to avail themselves of that with respect to certain consumers. And so the backup for that, seeing that they were actually former customers, that they were contracted, in compliance with Maryland law, that all has to be looked at.
Okay, so do you all have your calendars in front of you?
I do.
Yes.
I
Sticking
do.
with the three dates that you gave me, stipulation of fact on August 13th. Should you all be able to stipulate as to the facts on that date, going forward with initial and reply briefs on September 14th and October the 8th is fine. Should you be unable to come up with a stipulation of facts by August 13th, I'd like to have a hearing on August 24th. In that case, it could be a status hearing, or it could be a hearing if there are just one or two additional issues that need to be litigated that couldn't be agreed upon. Or if the parties are unable to completely come together with a stipulation of fact on August 13th, then we would be looking at, it's just based on the scheduling of the PULJ calendar. We only have one Cisco WebEx account, so we can only do one hearing at a time. So we would be looking at September 27th through 28th for evidentiary hearings, with initial briefs due October 18th and reply briefs due November 8th. So I'll give you a moment to digest that suggestion and let me know what you think.
Your Honor, I'm a little confused. What would the August 24th hearing be for?
If the parties are unable to agree to a full stipulation of facts, it would either be a status hearing or it would be a hearing. You could submit a partial stipulation of fact, and then you could have argument or evidence on whatever you all are still in disagreement over.
Okay, yeah, I got it now. I don't have a problem with that schedule. August 24th will be my first day back from the first vacation I've taken in the last 5 years, but
Today was that day for me. That's why I didn't get back to you all late last week.
Yeah, so, but I think I can handle that sort of hearing at that. I wouldn't want the full evidentiary hearing that day, but I can handle that status hearing, or I don't expect from staff to be involved in a fight over the stipulations.
The 24th works for OPC, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, we could push it to August 25th, but it'd have to be at 1.
Let's stick with the 24th. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this is the reason why I wanted to have the hearing this morning. I didn't want to, in case there is no stipulation of fact, I wanted to have a plan for going forward. But we're still in the same status now. We're in a wait and see as to what the parties can come up with. But if there's no objection, I'll issue a somewhat either or scheduling order that reflects what we'll do if we can, depending on what you all come up with.
Your
Are there any
Honor,
other?
Sorry. What are the first available dates after the 27th and 28th of September?
Gonna multitask with screens for a second.
I can make those dates work, but I will get in trouble. So I was.
That's not how that happens.
Depends who you're getting in trouble with.
the most
So
important one that matters. I just want to see how far off. If it's a week,
No,
we
we
might be able
can
to
do
talk about it. But
No, yeah, we can do October 4th and 5th, and we can push the other briefs by a week as well.
would that be? Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
That would be much better for me. It's the it's the Jewish holiday of Sukkot, so I don't want to get involved with that.
I apologize.
Fine with OPC.
So if we could do I don't imagine it's a 2-day hearing personally. I think we ought to be able to do this in 1 day, but we can deal with that in August if it gets that far, if that's okay.
Yes, that sounds great. So, hearings would be October 4th and 5th, and I apologize, I guess my new calendar doesn't have Jewish holidays on it. That would push the initial brief to October the 25th. And, reply brief to November the 15th. Now, how do those dates sound?
Very good, thank you.
Staff's good with those.
OPC is fine with that, Your Honor.
Okay. Are there any other issues we need to take up this morning?
None that
I'm aware of.
Okay, I apologize for the necessity of the short hearing, but I just wanted to make sure that we kept this case on track. So I'm thankful for your time this morning, and I'll get this issued within the next couple of days. And thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a
Your
nice
Honor.
day.
Everybody
We
have
can,
Back.
we can go off the record.
We're off the record, Your Honor.